question, I asked. "Did you want to come to Australia?" She looked at me incredulously. "I thought I was going on holiday. They told me I was going on holiday, said I would be away for 6 weeks. I didn't know where Australia was." I felt very strange on the boat, and I can remember looking at the English coast and I thought, I'm never going to see this place again. I think I knew really deep down that I wasn't meant to come back. I had never seen such pain and sense of loss. Until now, in my work with adoptees, I was used to talking with people who had a small piece of their identity missing. It was just a slice. But the child migrants weren't missing a slice. Their lives were blank sheets of paper. If I had handed this woman a sheet of paper and said, "Write down everything you know about yourself," she would have handed back a blank sheet of paper. As she wiped away tears, I explained to her, "We have to view this like a journey. You have to help me understand somehow the milestones of your life so far, and from there we will take another journey. Neither of us knows where it's going to lead. I know it's going to be painful, but you have to help me." She nodded her head. I asked, "What are your earliest memories? What can you remember about leaving England?" "When we were on the boat, somebody told me that we were going to families. I knew it wasn't a holiday then. They said there was a family specially chosen for me, who were waiting for me in Australia. But that wasn't to be. No one was waiting. We were taken by bus to an orphanage miles out of the city. All the land looked burnt and dry, and it was hot, and there were flies everywhere. I just hated it. I arrived with only a suitcase. In the children's home in Liverpool, I'd had a few toys. Not much, but I wasn't allowed to bring anything with me." "What about photographs?" "Nothing." "Any letters?" She shook her head. "We slept in dormitories. They didn't let us go out to school. Lessons, if you can call them that, were at the orphanage. There were about 60 girls, some Australians, but most of us were English. The Australian girls used to poke fun at us because of the way we spoke. For the first few months I was there, I used to cry myself to sleep every night. I wasn't the only one. We used to put the sheet over our mouths to muffle the sobs." "What were the differences between the children's homes in England and Australia?" I asked. Within 2 days of arriving at the orphanage, I was scrubbing floors on my hands and knees. The people in charge didn't know who I was. They didn't seem to care where I came from. Back then I had lovely long hair that was plaited and filled down my back. I loved my hair. In that first week I was called onto the veranda and a woman told me to turn around. I was scared because I didn't like being singled out. She picked up my plait and tugged on it, and then I heard the scissors. "You can't have long hair," she said, and then she hacked it off. It had been 2 hours since we began talking, and her voice was beginning to show the strain. When she got up to leave, she threw her arms around me and gave me a hug. "We knew you'd come. I knew that someday somebody would come and ask about us. What took you so long?" I couldn't answer her. Where would I start? "Why do you think you came to Australia?" I asked her. She paused and thought for a moment. "Must have been that nobody wanted us. I've never forgotten England. It's my home. It's my birthplace. But they just didn't want me." Chapter 1. My family had been rooted in Nottingham for generations. My grandfather was an astute businessman who owned several houses in one of its leafier suburbs. My parents survived the Depression there, and then the uncomfortably close attentions of the German Luftwaffe. Bombs fell on the well-known football and test cricket grounds on either side of Trent Bridge, not far away, but the house I was to grow up in was spared. My 2 older sisters were already teenagers when I came into the world in 1944. But they were not old enough to be conscripted into the war effort. My father dealt with the casualties of the conflict as an ambulance driver. My parents were very close. Their lives revolved around the family and each other, with a local church providing an added sense of rhythm and purpose. As committed Methodists,